Background music and ambience brought to you in part by Midnight Syndicate. Music for the imagination and the perfect musical accompaniment for the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game. In a world where things are not what they seem, and people are not who they appear to be, where puns run rampant through the streets, and it's hard to tell who the real monsters are. Finally, the culmination of 2 epic campaigns. 3 heroes fighting to keep the world of Euphrae from ripping apart, against 3 villains who conspire to thwart the efforts of Gagme, and where the fate of Tim and Terry hangs in the balance. Now, let's join Sir Thadeus Trebilcock, the wild magic sorcerer, Francis the Lion, the gladiator bard, Malphaedor, the fallen Aasimar Oathbreaker, Ayda, the drow rogue, Nastly, the half-halfling, half-fainting satyr bard, and the rogue warlock Hesh von Eggars, as they each continue in their relentless pursuit of a fool's quest.
Like, only the legendary warrior is strong enough to kill a fancy beholder or something. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I know.
I don't remember any legendary warrior talk. I think it was the broken one.
The broken one is Terry.
Yeah.
But Michiana told us there's a story about a legendary warrior who had the ability to fight one of these beholders.
Yeah.
And
oh shit.
But they had like super.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
power
to the library
abilities.
and because it sounded like it's a well-known fairy tale, you know, like a story that everybody tells their kids when growing up or whatever. So I was gonna go to the library and research that real quick just to familiarize myself with that story again.
Yeah, the the story itself was a pretty commonly known fairy tale. The reason you wanted to go get the book out of Thorkillin's vault is because it had the non-fairy tale portions in it, like the more factual stuff on what happened during that time. That's like boring.
Oh, about the warrior?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize the Thorkillin's book mentioned the warrior. I thought it was just about the portals themselves.
No, yeah, it's the whole story that's included, but it's got like, you know how sometimes authors of fantasy novels create this huge long series of books and then they create like a couple side books that have like a lot of talk about lineage and a bunch of random
like
bullshit.
Yes, we've all heard
Tolkien.
J.K. Rowling.
Well,
I believe her side lineage is her Twitter, though.
Yeah. But yeah, Tolkien did it with the Sylvanar or whatever it's called.
Martin
Silmarillion or
Yeah,
something.
Silmarillion.
J.R. Martin,
George R. R. Martin.
George R. R. Martin, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I tried to read
everybody.
his new book, Blood and something. It was a very dry history of...
Yeah.
Blood and How to Copy J.R. Tolkien?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's essentially the same thing.
Dies, the end.
Only it's put together. So, like, Thorkillin's version of the book is much bigger than what the fairy tale mass-produced version of this book is.
Okay.
Make sense?
Okay. So I'll just flip through. I'll ask Chuck if I can see that book and try to get some facts about the legendary hero.
All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys wrapped up your meeting with Michiana Bones, and you are still in the barracks. You wanted to do a few more things before you set out to book passage to the Shards of Isan, right?
Correct.
It's still wintertime, but you're in Cheddar right now, so the roads are shoveled, plowed, well walked, you're not having a whole lot of issues, but it is really cold outside, and the ground on the inside is really wet for Thaddeus.
Yeah, it's water everywhere.
And you are exhausted right now, McNastly.
Yeah, I'm taking a fucking nap.
So what things did you want to do?
I want to go and ask Chuck for Thorkillen's book and see what information I can get about the warrior, the legendary hero that Michiana mentioned.
Okay, so just so you remember, Chuck, the actual Thorkillen's version of the book, he gave that to Michiana Bones.
Oh, so he's got the book. Michiana's got the book now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll have to go to the library and see what kind of information I can find.
Yep, and you could get that book, but you can get like the fantasy style version of that book, like the folklore version of that book.
So I'll just have to figure out what bits are embellished.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll shuffle slowly to the library.
Yep. Okay.
And, so as not to break a hip.
Okay, so
squishing the whole way.
Yeah, you go to leave. Are you're splitting up from McNastly and from Malphaedor then?
Yeah, I'll let them know. McNastly's got his head on the table still, so I'll just tell Malphaedor I'm
getting a buzz
I'm
at
gonna
this point.
Run to the library to do some more research on the hero that Michiana mentioned. See what I can figure out, what I can separate the truth from the
good call
fable.
I glance over at McNastly and see he's going to be indisposed for a bit, and I turn back to Thaddeus. I believe I'll accompany you to the library. I have a few things I'd like to research myself.
Okay.
All right. So you get up to start walking, and the floor is still squishing under your feet to the door.
So upset about this. Why did they mop everything? The walls look wet.
You get to... I mean, you feel it in your bones at this point. You know, like when it's just cold and wet outside, but now it's cold outside and wet inside, and just everything is...
This guy catches death of cold.
Oh, how are you today? Damp. Moist. I am damp.
So you go to leave, and just as you're making your way to the door, a young boy, an elven boy, opens up the door and says, "Hello, I have a package here. This is Aaron Delivery. Aaron Delivery, I've got a package here for Sir Thadeus, Trebilcocks."
Trebilcock.
Okay, pal.
Sir Thadeus Trebilcocks? What's going on?
The package says Trebilcock. Some dick trouble, or
That's discreet brown paper.
Give me my package.
yeah. All right, it's signed here. He holds over a little clipboard.
Sign it and take my package.
Jesus, you took long enough to sign. What are you,
Not giving him a tip.
a duke? All right. So the errand boy leaves, but he's very disappointed he didn't get a tip.
May all your days be wet.
I hope you have a moist day, sir. So
Open my box. What do I got?
all right, so this is Kane's mom's lucky hat. It is
So
that
I've been
hat
waiting for this for so long.
Hell yeah, it's been a minute.
that you got from Kane on your trip in the boat on the lightning bug. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, by a minute you mean almost
We'll fix
9
that in
months.
We'll fix it in post. All right, so this hat is
Amazing.
It's a two-colored stocking cap that has ears that kind of come down, and it's got dark orange around the bottom part, and then yellow on the top part, and then the very top has one of those little baubles.
Yeah, the
it's like
pom-pom.
yeah, that's mixed dark orange with yellow.
Oh, I was hoping it's going to be white because that's a fucking candy cane.
We're going to have to change all the JPEGs and stickers and stuff.
His wizard's hat is Jane's hat from Firefly.
So
And
good. I'm so
it
excited.
is actually a wondrous item.
Ooh.
What?
What's it do?
So it does require attunement.
Oh,
Ah,
crap.
suck it.
So you've got to wear the hat for a day.
Never taking the hat off.
But once per day, on a failed save, you can instead choose to successfully save.
What the fuck is that?
Shit, that's like a legendary action for
Yeah,
a lot of
that's-
things.
Jesus.
However,
You know there's a catch coming, though.
Oh,
once activated,
no. Why would there be a catch? No.
automatically trigger wild magic
Excellent. Yes.
and roll on the wild magic table.
Yes.
Yeah, because you
I'll-
keep not fucking
I'll
doing it,
take
you
it.
dick. So I'm going to force you into it.
Hey, that's fine. I'll take it. That's
Season
amazing.
4, I think everything he casts should go
We're gonna get,
surge.
you know what? We're going to use these bottle cap guns for. We got to shoot him every time he forgets to roll for wild magic.
You know, every one of his characters forgets something.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm the worst at D&D.
let's make a podcast.
Oh, should I use Hunter's Mark? Oh, I'll never fucking do that.
Yeah.
Oh, wild magic? Oh, wow. I'm going to build
Tor-
a character that has a necessary action every turn. Never going to fucking do it.
The turtle only did damage from its shell half the time. Every character. So,
You are the only one who has a character who has that automatic action every single turn that it never does.
yep. It's too good. Okay.
It's fine.
To
Life
the
happens.
library.
To the library. All right. So
Cue the Batman tones.
So you guys get back to the library, and McNastly, you took a nap, right? To try and get rid of
I'm
this
actually-
exhaustion? Or are you going with him?
No, I'm not going to go to the library. Fuck that shit. I'm not going to read.
So,
It makes my goat eyes tired.
Goat eyes aren't for reading. Goat eyes. They're for hunting.
books are for eating, not reading.
I'm going to finish the beer that I had at the Gagme
Barracks?
barracks. It was the commissary. I'm not really sure what to call it, but finish that beer, and then I'm going to go and bother Ingvald while exhausted, because fuck him. If I fuck him, fuck me.
You get to roleplay that out.
That's the worst part, but it's what I would normally do.
All
I'm
right.
ashamed.
So, we'll follow first McNastly over to
Damn
Ingvald's
it!
pub.
I needed to write down lines.
Okay,
I haven't
okay.
even thought about it.
We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you then. We'll bounce over. I can be a nice GM.
So
all
I
right.
have no planning.
So, Thaddeus and Malphaedor, you guys make your way to the library here in town. And you go in, and there is part of the Mages Guild wrapped up in the library here. So, you're Sir Thadeus Trebilcock is very well known around the library here for all his years before he went and toured the world. And
Before it became old.
Malphaedor, you're even known a little bit around here, just from being prestigious and also being a part of Gagme. And you get into the library there, and you see Mariana, who's in the library doing some research. And as you guys walk in, she is sitting at a table with about 6 or 7 books sprawled out in front of her. And she waves you guys over to her, being mindful that it is in a library, and she's trying not to shout at you, but she waves, gets your attention, and motions you over.
Okay. So we'll approach her and see what she wants.
Hey, guys, I have been meaning to catch up with you, but I think we've been kind of missing each other the last day or so that you've been here. But I've been hearing some nasty rumors in my travels. There appears to have been several incidences in the last several weeks of people apparently from Gagme doing bad things. The most recent one that I found out about was a tavern in a college town where a bunch of college kids were set on fire.
What?
Yeah, it's being done in the name of Gagme, and I'm not sure exactly, but...
Do they have any names?
Well, that's the thing, and that's kind of why I wanted to tell you, Malphaedor. They're saying it's Ingvald.
Doesn't sound like his style.
Well,
I assume he's been at his bar the
Yeah.
whole time.
I'm sure his whereabouts can be completely corroborated.
yeah, well, I'm not having a problem with that. I think that the issue is still just that it's not even happening in this country, right? Like, it's happening in different parts, so it's becoming rumor and and people are believing it right now. So I know you've got a lot going on. I've heard about Tim, and I'm not trying to distract you with more things, but just kind of keep an eye out and maybe be a little bit wary if you're getting away from a major city with
Absolutely.
a cheddar outpost, because people are starting to really have issues with us. I've heard a couple cities attacked a few different
Really?
Gagme representatives. Yep. Not soldiers, generally researchers, but there's some hostility out there right now. So keep your eyes open.
Sounds like someone's spreading a smear campaign.
Yeah.
I can only imagine who.
Well, I don't know much more about that. I am currently tasked with something else right now, but I'm going to keep an eye out as well. So, all right. Good luck, guys.
Thank you. Okay, and from there I will peruse the shelves and see if I can find any a section on the 9 hells.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do a roll.
Dun, dun, dun. You want a D20?
Well, what would that probably be?
Probably investigation.
Yeah, that's what I would say. You're searching for something specific.
Investigate. Ooh, I get a +1. Roll it.
So
Roll
what are you
it.
gonna
Roll
get,
it. Roll
3 or
it.
something?
I got a 12.
A 12?
Yep.
All right. You do find some books on the 9 hells. Different topics. Some of it's poetry. Some of it's more like religious rhetoric. Some of it is factual things that have come into fray, encounters with demonic entities. But what are you looking for?
Well, I have a +5 in history. Maybe I could look through some of the other books. I'm looking for things particularly pertaining to the first of the 9 hells, Avernus,
Okay.
and its current ruler.
Okay. Yeah. You find a few books on there, 3 specifically, that you could check out and take with you and read through and do some research on them. Do you want to read through them now while you're hanging out here, or do you want to take them with you and read them on your voyage?
Well, I'll glance over at Thaddeus to see if he's knows in a book or if he's just gathering some resources to take with him, and I'll take my cue from him.
Thaddeus knows exactly what book he was going for. You were at least getting the Unbridled Wrath and the Portal of Mount Obix, but the more folklore version of it.
The Disney version, not the Grimm fairy tales.
Are you sitting down to read that here, or are you going to be taking it with the trip on the trip?
Take it on the trip.
Okay.
It's probably a pretty big book.
Yeah. So he's got his book and stuff before you even finish finding everything.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and sign those books out, more or less.
Okay.
And take them
Same.
if they're
Head
okay
back
with it.
head back to the barracks.
Okay. So you get up to the counter, and obviously the old man's like, "So, do you all have your library cards in here now?"
You know who I am.
Well, I do, but the last few adventurers that have taken some books out of here, they haven't returned them now. So, we started a new library card system.
Thaddeus, do you have your card?
If it's a new system, no, I don't have a card yet.
He doesn't trust this new technology.
Oh, well, I
Well,
mean,
it's not like magic. It's just a general card that checks out. It's not like that debit card nonsense.
so he slowly pulls out a Rolodex of empty cards, and he goes, "Let's see here. Guess go ahead, and who wants to go first?"
I will.
Super. And so he grabs an inkwell and he starts penning out your information. And while you guys are spending time getting library cards, handwritten, we'll bounce over to McNastly now. Are you ready, sir?
I've wrote 5 total lines of dialogue in that entire time, and it'll take me 35 seconds to read it. But sure. Yeah.
Well, what was the purpose of you coming here? Was it just to be an ass to yourself?
Yeah, because that's what McNasty would do, but unfortunately his enemy is my other character, and it makes me say it. And I'm saying role-playing is not my specialty, but I'm trying to get good.
No, go for it. Floor is yours.
No, MC is gonna just go down to Ingvald's bar and cause minimal chaos, because tired. Feels tired. Tired and needs drinks. But yeah, MC's gonna walk in the bar. Hello, old friend. I need a brew to wake me up. Oh, I guess Ingvald would say something. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Okay. That's it.
Ingvald would probably be like,
Yeah.
when McNastly walked
The
in.
fuck do you want?
And Nastly's gonna sidle up to the bar, just exhausted stupor, and essentially just lay down on the fucking rail like an absolute degenerate. Ingvald's gonna pour a brew, but it's real frothy.
Okay.
Dangerous looking.
All right.
Bright gold. I have one brew that can help with that. I'll take 3. Oh, fuck, they need different voices. Well, now I'm sad. Gotta do different voices. Or just say their names.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, fuck it, we can just do what Chris does. MC, I'll take 3.
What are the brews?
The brew is sour start.
Okay, all right.
So Ingvald is gonna pour a mug of sour start for McNastly. Sour start is a sour beer, but also it's Ingvald's strongest beer that's
Okay.
on tap.
all right.
Once McNastly drinks it, he'll be revitalized. He won't be exhausted anymore, but he will be absolutely piss drunk.
Oh, all right.
Just
Is that the brew that Ingvald that he can make that removes exhaustion?
It's that, but it's modified because before it obviously didn't get anyone drunk. It only helped with the exhaustion. This one is strong.
Get some tankard.
So this one would theoretically remove 2 levels of exhaustion, but also would give you an insane amount of intoxication.
Okay. All right, so you went from being exhausted to being revitalized, but also hammered.
Just gone.
Okay.
At that point, McNastly is basically going to just sit at the bar and drink for the rest of the night and see how long he goes. It's not long. He weighs barely over 100 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to need to make a constitution check at this point.
Did I leave him in here? I did.
We're going to be carrying him out of town.
Oh, yeah. I think 1 beer typically puts a normal, medium-sized opponent as wasted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And this is essentially double strength.
Yep.
It's a d20. There it is. 17 plus con, you said?
Yep.
19 total.
Okay, so 19 total will give you 2 more beers before you pass out on the table.
McNastly has 3. And passes out.
Well, I meant like 2 more just normal beers after the...
Yeah, like he will switch over to probably like one of the other ones, like Oxbrew or something.
Yeah, yep.
Just ate one of Ingvald's typical staff.
Yep.
Nothing that's gonna kill him.
But you are just out like a light. And Ingvald's like, it's not even dinner time.
Now this is probably like 6 o'clock at night. He's fucked.
Yeah, he's wrecked.
My man.
We interrupt this program for a special news announcement. Flash! A fool's quest fever is sweeping the globe, causing sudden fits of laughing out loud and an anxious feeling while waiting on the next episode to release. The only known cure so far is, no, not more cowbell, more Fool's Quest. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program after this brief message from our sponsors.
Hey, thanks for listening so far. This portion of A Fool's Quest is brought to you in part by...
Ed's chocolate-covered caffeine pills are the only all-natural stimulant loaded with more chocolate than Wonka's factory and enough caffeine to give a friggin' elephant a heart attack. Now you can stay up all day and all night thinking about just how fat your ass is actually getting eating up all that chocolate. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Do not take Ed's chocolate-covered caffeine pills if you are allergic to Ed's chocolate caffeine pills. No, I never understood why they fucking do that. That's so stupid. If you're fucking allergic to it, you ain't gonna take the damn shit in the first place. And besides, how the fuck do you know that you're allergic to Ed's chocolate-covered caffeine pills unless you've taken Ed's chocolate-covered caffeine pills? What the fuck? That's just dumb.
Hi, excursionist. I'm Nari. Do you know that stories have a way of taking you into a different world? Why don't you join me at the Into the Night Anthology podcast? We present you with bite-sized stories that make you question what you thought you knew. I may have something that would interest you. Everything gets old. So someday, as long as it's cared for, any item will become an antique that includes you and me. And sometimes terrify you with what you didn't. What's happening? This can't be real.
You can see us, but you are powerless to stop us.
Bring a friend along when you find us on your favorite podcast directory. And make sure to follow us on Twitter at Into the Night Pod so you never miss an episode. Remember, you should never wander these twisted paths alone. In fact, look, the first path is just ahead. Are you ready? Follow me.
Hi everybody, this is Shamas from A Fool's Quest, and I voice the many personalities of Hesh and Eggars. I would like to personally thank you for taking a listen to the show. We really appreciate it. And if you'd like to support us even further, please consider dropping a 5-star rating on any of the Podchasers or Apple Podcasts, whatever you listen to this to on. It really goes a long way, and it helps other viewers test out and see if this is a show that they would like. If you want more of the content, you can always check out afoolsquest.com, where we have links to all of our social media, where we have content coming out multiple times a week across Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and even TikTok. You can also link up with our Discord community, where we are highly active daily, and you get to hang out with the actual cast and crew. You can catch our second show, Ethereal's Embrace, that's available wherever you find A Fool's Quest. And now I want to give out a major shout out. Big thanks to Lacey. You can find her amazing artwork, just mind-blowing stuff, on her Instagram account at FramingLace32. The only thing more amazing and baffling than the amount of love and support that she's been giving in the short time she's been with us is simply her artistic skill. She is phenomenal and has been a real friend to me personally and a lot of others in the community. And if you want to be a total badass like Lacey, then consider joining our Patreon and becoming a patron. Hop into our Discord. Just come and hang out with us. We'd love to have you. I really hope that you enjoy listening to these episodes as much as we enjoyed making them. They were a blast. We were having a ton of fun making them. The quotes alone kill me, but the support that I'm seeing from this ever-growing community is just mind-boggling, and I want you all to know that we love you. You should stay safe, and remember, stay foolish.
Let's join the drow rogue Ayda, the gladiator bard Francis the Lion, and the rogue warlock Hesh von Eggars as they conspire together to thwart the progress of those gag-me fools. Beware, there be villains here.
Ayda, you make it to the Dockmaster, and she almost walks right into you with this giant clipboard because she wasn't paying attention, she was looking to the side, and then all of a sudden she sees your tall ass there, and she says, "Well, golly me, aren't you a sight to behold? What brings you into town, sweet? Is that your boat over there?"
"It's just a rental."
"It's a rent? Oh, my dear Lord. Are you bringing something? You dropping something off? How long you gonna stay?"
"Well, it depends on how much help I can get from you, I suppose."
"I suppose you're right. Why don't you tell me What you looking for?
We are just here, passing through, looking for some things that might make a little noise.
Like a whirly-doo? Like a zizzle pop?
That. On steroids, maybe?
Ooh, like a fanny banger.
We're looking to... Yeah, just like a fanny banger.
That was my nickname in high school.
All right, yeah, there's definitely somebody that can sell you some fanny bangers.
Oh, excellent.
All right, let me get a few notes from you, sweet.
All right.
So, looking here, there's a block. What's the name of your boat there?
That would be the Sea Lab.
All right, Sea Lab. Got it. That's great now. That's a great name
Just
for a
like
boat.
that.
Love it. Wonderful. What's your name now?
Some might call it the collab.
The collab. And what's your name now?
Sophie.
Sophie. Nice to meet you, Sophie. My name's Pepper. It's very a pleasure. All right, Sophie. And you're in town to get some... You're in town to get some fanny bangers. Anything else you need? How long you gonna stay?
Fanny bangers.
Depending on what my comrades cook up. Could be a day. Could be a couple days. Not sure.
All right.
Have to talk.
Years.
How good are these fanny bangers? Are they reliable?
Oh, they're very reliable.
they-
I'd say at least 70% effective.
70%. 70%. With a little... Any chance that there's anything better?
As far as
We need the best supplies we can
making
get.
bigger booms, or as far
Performance.
as being more successful?
Yes.
All right, well, bigger booms. Oh, yeah, there's definitely bigger booms, but you're going to want to talk to Bubba about that.
Bubba?
Bubba? Oh, yeah, he runs
Why do I need to speak with Bubba?
He runs the shop.
Where's the shop?
Oh, it's the big metal building down there with the gears on the side, keeps twisting around so that sunshine's coming on in. That's the shop. That's where Bubba is.
Well, excellent. Pepper, you have been quite helpful.
Absolutely.
What else do you suggest I do while I'm here in town?
Well, if you're looking for a fine meal for some of the best seafood you've ever had, you can go on down to the seafood restaurant, and you can talk to my little cousin down there. Her name is Pink.
So that's the name of it, the seafood restaurant.
Yeah, seafood, little.
Yes.
The sea.
I need to.
What was the name again? I'm sorry, dear.
Pink.
Pink. All right, I will stop by. I appreciate your help. How late are you here? Just in case I need any other more
Well,
tips and.
I'll be down
whatnot.
here for quite some time, but, you know, if you need anything else, my husband actually runs the inn. His name's Amano. That's where I'll be later tonight, at the inn.
How do you spell that?
A-M-A-N-O.
All right. All right, I'll be on my way. Thank you very much.
You take care now.
You too. Thank you. I'll flip her a gold coin.
All right. She'll catch it and put it in her pocket before anyone can see it. Just like snatch it straight out of the air. Just
Bing. Bam. Give her a little nod and walk on down the dock.
all right, and she continues
After
around along
the
with
other
her giant clipboard and her pencil. And Hesh and Francis, you guys beeline it straight for the giant metal building with the gears on the side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys make it to the building, and
But before then, like, would have, like, made note of the shopping district? Because you said it's in there, right? It's, like, behind the shopping district?
yeah. Well, it is like
So, like,
the
we would
shopping district. It is the
Okay.
shopping store. It's one giant
okay,
store.
yeah. Okay. Because I was going to say he would have made a note of, like, what was in the shopping area, but if it's all one thing, then never mind. Let's go to
Yeah.
Costco.
It is pretty much a Costco. It's like got giant warehouse shelves in there on a big platform that spins to make sure the sun doesn't hit a specific spot in the building because you don't want too much heat on that. But there's no roof on this. There's only like a half roof on it because other parts of it need sunlight on them.
Because it's already been blown off.
Yes, yes. Some of it. There's like scorch marks on the inside. There's no more glass on the building at all. But yeah, so this is the building that you're coming up to.
Francis, what we're going to do is what we do every time we go to a place like this. You hit the samples first, you do the entire circuit, maybe 1.5 times, and then we shop. You never shop on an empty stomach.
Well, obviously.
Alright, so where are these samples?
Anywhere with your 5 fingers.
I need a manager to the service desk for a code Karen. Manager to the service desk for a code Karen.
I assume they don't have food, or do they?
Yeah, they've got food. They've got finger prawn. So they're a little prawn that you can pull up and snack on while you walk around.
Yeah.
And they have pretzels. It's pretzels and prawn.
A shrimp cocktail.
Pretzels and prawn day.
Yep.
I'm down.
I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to grab some of both.
Yeah. Produce a mage hand and have it just carry a tray. A 10-pound tray of pretzel prawn. And just snack as we walk.
What's the name of the store that always has food where you can walk around? It's got like 3 layers and everybody gets lost and everybody hates it. Fuck. IKEA. Yeah.
And they have like the meatballs and stuff? The
yeah.
Meatballs? Yeah.
What's...
I see ya.
I see ya. It's I see ya.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you guys don't ever pronounce C in anything. So.
It's clever. Yeah. It's food.
You're welcome.
I see ya. So I see ya has the pretzels and prawn.
Attention, I see ya shoppers. For the next half hour, all pretzel and prawn combos are 30% off at the ICEA Bistro. Once again, all pretzels and prawn combos are 30% off at the ICEA Bistro. Thank you for shopping at your local ICEA.
Yeah, alright. So, what is it that we see in ICEA immediately after we have our food?
Oh, you see all sorts of shelves and stuff, and there's like a path that you can walk through with arrows on the ground to show you which way to go, and you have to follow a certain path, otherwise, you'll get lost. But there's one of everything on all of these shelves, and they go from anywhere from there are some like one-shot blunderbuss style rifle or guns there. There are some explosives. There are some general standard building materials. There's like a thieves kit, but some different variations. There's engineering tools, but different variations. But there's always one of everything, and then a number underneath it for you to collect the number cards and take it up to the counter at the end of everything and pay for it, and then go collect your items.
Boomtown.
Boomtown.
I need an associate with a mop and bucket to the men's room, please. Associate with a mop and bucket to the men's room for a code brown. Thank you.
I love it.
Francis, is there anything that sparks your fancy? I'm sure that your whip has seen better days. Is there anything...
I think it's just fine, thank you.
I'd walk up behind Hesh and like smack him in the head. Hey! Like, don't insult him.
You're a bit high.
Yeah, always.
Well, let me see if I can do it.
Are there any whips? Or just a weird weapon of some sort? A trident? Is there a trident?
There is. I'm trying to see if I can...
Oh, wait. Is this the shops list?
Yeah, I've got an actual shop list.
Would like to find like an actual staff member, actual employee.
Yeah, there is an employee. So you guys wander around and you look, or do you talk to somebody specific?
Hesh is gonna actually go speak to someone specific, but they're more welcome to it.
Okay, so they have...
Is anybody wearing name tags?
Yeah, there is somebody specific walking around that you see. You also do notice that most of the items there are mundane, but you can tell, from gazing around, you have to walk up and look closer to them to see what the prices are and stuff, that there are items that are magic in nature that are here as well. So, I guess how do we want to do... Who wants to go first?
You can let them browse if you want to first, and then hit me up last.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really want to browse. I would want to go and find Bubba.
Okay.
Let those two do whatever. Because I'm still yes, I just went up and slapped Hesh on the back of the head, but I would have retreated a few steps and let them meander on ahead of me.
Take the flute.
You want me to take the flute?
Yeah, because I'll be able to find you. I'm sorry, I'll be able to find you. If you take the
Are
flute.
you supposed to stick them in my pocket? What?
I just hold on to him. It's a flute. What would you do with a flute? You have a flute.
Stick it under my arm like a newspaper?
Joke's on you, he's into that.
He's gonna love it. It's anti-Ayda. Alright, I'll take Baby Carlos. And I've got Carlos tucked under my arm, where the mouthpiece I would assume would be his face. I don't know. Is facing down, so he's just watching the floor as I walk.
Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. For anything specific that you want to find in Icea, you need to make a successful survival check of 14. Because it's an Icea, and you can get lost.
Okay.
And that was for anything we want to look for? Is that what you said?
Yeah, so something specific. So you're wanting to find Bubba, so you need a 14 to your survival check to find Bubba in the wilderness of Icea.
Okay. Gotcha. Nat 20.
Yay! Damn! Alright, roll it again.
Nat 1.
Okay, it's fine. The nat 20 is what carries. Alright, so you're walking through and you take the flute from Hesh. You walk 15 steps into Icea, just far enough to get away from Hesh and Francis as they split off to go do their own thing. And you see a gnome with a Bubba name tag, and it says manager right below Bubba. And he's sitting there playing with some pretzels and prawn on a dish that he was picking at, kind of hiding in one of the little hideaway areas behind a display table, but trying to avoid customers. But you definitely see him back there.
All right. So I would be called out, "Hey, Bubba!" Bubba, waving my hand in the air so he sees who's calling for him.
Yeah, he perks his head up and sees you, and he's like, "Huh. Well, how do you do there, ma'am?" And he comes out of the little display area, also a gnome. "How can I help you?"
I would walk up to him and say, "I just spoke to Penny on the dock." Yep, there we go. And she told me
Pepper on the dock.
I needed to look for you. Yep.
We're doing great.
I don't know what I was saying.
Pepper on the
The dock master.
I met the dock lady. She told me to come over here. She said you give me the, bombs.
Alright, anyway, she told me to come find you because you got what I'm looking for.
And what are you looking for now?
Well, we're in the demolition business and we need to re-up some supplies. So, I guess I'm looking to see what you got. You got a starter kit, something? Looking for something kind of big, though.
Looking for something kind of big. All right. Well, our most common big one that we have, we use for things like fireworks or explodings. Just some general things. We got the Fanny bangers for that, and those are pretty cool. And then if you're looking for something for a little bit more destruction, we've got what the dwarves sometimes stop by for when they're digging out their mountains. Those are always really, really nice. And they're called the boot scootins. Ooh. And the idea before that is once you fire one of them up, you better boogie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I think we're speaking the same language. Yeah, that's what I'm... Do you believe that's what I'll be looking for? What is that gonna run me?
Ooh, a boot scooting? Well, depending on what we got in stock, good. Bless you, from Greyhawk now. From whatever we're looking for here in stock.
Thank you.
You're probably looking at a good 35 gold a pop, just for the boot scootings.
All right, and how many do you have in stock?
Oh, hold up on a second. He goes over to a weird little terminal, and he pushes a button, and a squarish style piece of equipment comes up from the bottom of the table, and he's got a small keyboard in front of him, and he starts punching in some things, and you hear typewriting, the click of a typewriter going off, and then he puts one of the prawns in his mouth, opens up a drawer, and says, "It looks like we've got 7 of these in stock."
Very nice. Now, how is business lately? Is it busy? Are these expecting to sell, or do I have some time to think over how many I'm going to need?
Well, business is booming.
I'll give him a high five for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
No, really, though, we've been kind of slow. Nobody's been exploding nothing.
Okay. All right, so if by chance, somebody else were to come in and wipe out your stock before I get a chance to purchase, how long would it take you to re-up your supply?
Well, it could probably take about 4 or 5 days for us to make some boot scootings if you wanted to commission some. That wouldn't be a problem. Gotta let the tincture sit.
Okay. All right, now what about, let's see, probably some wicks, some accelerant, and boom retardant clothing.
Oh.
For the idiot inclined.
You're looking for just a demo pack, right? Just standard demo packs to light one of these boys up for each one?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, those run about 5 gold a pop. We got plenty of them in stock. You see down there? He points down the aisle in a direction, and you can't really tell where he's pointing at all. They're over there, top shelf, down the left, right around.
Okay. You're giving me some great information, so if you don't mind, I'd like to keep picking your brain just a little bit more. I'm kind of the new girl here, so they sent me out for the supplies, so I'm just trying to do the job right.
Totally understand.
All right, so if we have to travel with these kind of things, what are some precautions we need to take to make sure we're traveling with these safely? And any other upcharges you might try to have, just want to get those known out front so I can speak with my team and make the best deal.
Well, how far away are you taking these bad boys?
Well, that I don't know. I'm not privy to that information, but I would imagine probably be going over some land and maybe some more water,
Well, if you're looking at running something like that, I would suggest putting them into wax boxes. And wax boxes themselves, they ain't too expensive now. But it's the fixing them up, put them in the wax box. That's where it gets expensive. We got the process. Takes about 2 days to get everything done.
And is that a service that you offer, or do I have to go somewhere else?
Yeah, no, that's a service we offer right down here. There's a wax department right over there.
All right.
It's called Legs and Pits. Because if you don't store them right, you could blow your leg off or make some pits in the road.
All right. That's what the wax boxes are called?
Yeah, it's for waxing.
Gotcha. Okay. So all in all, out the door, if I was to take one of the boot scootings, one demo kit, and one wax box, what am I looking at?
I'd say 50 gold in 2 days.
50 gold in 2 days. All right, now if I was to take all 7 that you have in stock, how long would that take, and how much would that go for?
Make a persuasion check on this one.
14.
14? Okay. Well, if you were to take all 7 off my hands, that would be a real good deal. I could cut you a discount. We'd be looking at 300 gold, and I could probably have a couple of hands come in and help. We could have it still done in about 4 days.
Okay, so that's a good deal. You said 4 days?
If you don't mind it.
All right, now what if you had, let's see, 3 extra people helping you? Let's say me and 2 of my crew helping you get this prepared. Would that knock down the price to, let's say, 200 possibly?
Are y'all demolitionists?
Aren't we all at heart?
Well, I don't like to brag, but I'm a little bit of a firebug. I think you could teach me a thing or two. I think your teaching style would be just very easy to grasp, and I would be able to get the handle of it. Now, one of the other ones, maybe not so much, but we're pretty good at taking the instructions.
All right, you didn't actually lie at all in that statement, so make another persuasion check.
Not so good that time. 8.
Well, I do appreciate the offer, but here's the thing. You see them scorch marks over there? And that was a good old friend of mine named Kinney. Kinney didn't had... He said he was doing just good, and he left something out in the sun, came back next day, stirred it right up, boop, that's him right on the wall. Now, I can't be having that with my customers now. Gold or not, I just couldn't have that on my conscience.
All right. Bubba, you're perfect the way you are. Do not change. I appreciate doing business with you. I've got the information I need right now, and give me a couple hours to speak over all this with my team, and we'll get back to you. What time do you close?
We close down here over at just an hour after sunset. Regardless what time it is, always 1 hour after sunset. That's when my supper's ready.
All right. Bubba, it's great to meet you, and I'll be in touch.
It's great to meet you, too. Hey, if you need anything, you just reach out to me, okay?
Absolutely. You've been a peach, darling. Thank you.
Oh, thank you now. And he goes back to his little thing, and he starts typing. And you realize as he's typing, that's not actually connected to anything. The button's just a crank. It pulls up the little typewriter, and he just types to feel important.
All right, so I'd walk away from his little booth or whatever he's got there, and just kind of shaking my head, chuckling, and just kind of wander. Hesh can find me, so I'm just gonna wander around in the meantime, I guess.
Okay, and we'll bounce over to Francis now. Francis, were you wanting to find something off this list of items?
Nah, nothing really jumps out at me. I'm just going to wander and eat the samples.
All right. So that's easy enough. And then Hesh, what about you?
Stroll up to one of the employees and be like, good sir or madam, whichever is happening. I have an inquiry. I would like to know, do you have any bags of holding?
Oh. I'm sorry now, son. We don't have any bags of holding.
Alright, I guess that's fine. And then, could you direct me into, the location of where you'd have rods? I'm in need of a nice rod.
Well, there's a
solid rod.
A whole bunch of rods over in aisle 13B up on the 4th floor.
Alright. And you said 14, right? Because I rolled a 14 survival.
Yeah.
Awesome. Am looking for the Rod of Lordly Might. And I'm going to grab that ticket. And I'm going to take it to the clerk, I guess?
What are you looking at for again?
Okay. Do you have enough gold for this?
Shut the fuck up. Okay, so I'm gonna take that ticket to the clerk.
All right.
And then I'm going to place it there, and I'm going to say, I'm going to need this. I want to make sure that you have it on stock. Could you please bring it out to me?
Now, this clerk is the first person that you've engaged that is not a gnome. They are a very large, very old turtle. And he says, yes, I believe I can find this for you. Please hold your horses. And he turns around with a ticket and slowly waddles into the back room. And after an ungodly, exhausting, terrible amount of time, he comes back with it, and it's in packaging, it's got Rod of Lordly Might on the side. It's, got tape on it. And he's lifting it up to check the serial number on the side of the item to the ticket number. And he's staring at it for a good 45 seconds to a minute, making it very uncomfortable, and says, I believe this is the item you're looking for.
I'm going to need you to sell that to me for a copper, and also give me a wisdom saving throw, 17.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to need a receipt with that.
Okay, so He has a 15 for his roll.
So, suggestion, he is going to sell that to me for a copper. And I'm going to place a copper down, and I had also asked for a receipt.
Okay. So he exchanges it with you. And that was suggestion, right?
It was.
Okay.
Which, it does not say that they are aware that this has happened to them. Like, their friend spell, they know that they had been cast on.
Yeah, but he's still gonna know something was weird about
fine.
it.
It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I have contingency plans for this. So, once I got the item and the receipt, I've given off the copper, which I will mark away, and then we'll beeline it back toward another floor, and like in like the stairwell area where there's like no real like if I could find a private place where it doesn't seem like there's any foot traffic, switch back into Hesh.
Okay.
Wow.
So do you want me to do like a perception or anything like that, or is it relatively easy to find a nook and cranny somewhere?
It's super easy to find a
Okay.
nook or cranny, and I see it.
Okay.
Where nobody...
Yep. I switch back to Hesh, and then I go and I find Ayda, because that's where my little flute buddy is.
Would he have changed since he changed who he was, or does he change?
He does.
whenever?
Well, yeah, it's a good question. I'm sure he'll change when he sees me, right?
Because it would freak me out if he was changing in my arms and you're nowhere near.
That's Nico's thing.
Yeah, no, so it definitely changes once he changes, and it pops from a flute immediately to a floating gazer.
So he's just this... What does he look like again? Just this little blob facing face down watching me walk?
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah, he's got...
Yeah, that's the way I held him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
Oh,
change
okay,
positions.
you're holding him face down. Got you. Absolutely. That's amazing.
So he pops up
He
and he's
loves
like, "Oh,
It's his favorite.
he loves it.
What is going on?"
Oh, holy fuck. Carlos! You gotta give me warning, man. I
Squeezed
almost
my
dropped you.
eye. That really hurt.
You'll be okay.
Daddy!
You'll be okay again. Calm down.
Daddy!
I don't know where your father is.
Can I
don't know where he is.
Can I have a pretzel?
He went for some
He went out for
cigarettes.
cigarettes.
Yeah!
I will get you a pretzel.
Okay, I'm happy again. Pretzel!
So I would adjust him to where he I'm kind of holding him like a baby and he's facing me so his freakish looks don't freak anybody out. And I'm gonna order up a pretzel for him.
Hey, y'all, I still need an associate with a mop and bucket to come to the men's room. Code brown, second call.
This concludes this episode of A Fool's Quest. Join us next time for more fun and daring adventure. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to like, subscribe, review, and comment on your favorite platform to listen to A Fool's Quest.
Yeah.